Just gonna do a quick video about the Longines Hydroconquest I just got for about a month ago. Did an unboxing video, and I've been wearing this watch ever since, for about the last 3.5 weeks every day. And I've been extremely happy with this. I really love wearing this watch. The bracelet fits me perfectly. It's it's one of those watches that I got a perfect fit. It's not too loose when it's cold outside, and it's not too tight when it's hot. It's just perfect. It's just all kind of weather. The bracelet fits me. It's just perfect. That's very much one of the reasons I love this watch so much. Another reason is this gorgeous deep blue dial. As you can see in some angles, looks like it's black. Flip it to the light. You can see this got a very subtle deep blue sunburst effect. It's kind of hard for me to show the sunburst effect. There you go. You can see a little bit there. This is a 39mm model. The case is 39mm, and the lug width is 19. It might be an issue if you like to change straps and those, since 19mm straps and it's not that easy to find. But for me, it's not a big issue since I prefer bracelets. While being 39mm, it's does wear a bit larger, and then we're more close to 41. Because the lug to lug is 48mm. It's got this quite long curved lugs, which curves down quite a bit, and it hugs the wrist just perfectly. And performance of this new custom Longines ETA 2092 movement is called the L888. I found pictures. Found a picture about of this movement. It's nicely decorated with a nice custom rotor. Down there, I found this picture on the Watch You Seek forum. There's a guy who has the same watch. He took off the case back and to take a look at the movement. Post the picture on the screen here. And the performance is great. Plus, I'm getting plus 3 seconds per day. That's like almost as good as my Omega Seamaster, which runs at plus 2. And the only difference between well, there are two differences between this movement and the standard 2892 is that the power reserve increased to 65 hours, and the beat rate they drop it down to 25,200 from 28,800. So in practice, that means the second hand ticks 7 times per second instead of 8. So, but to the naked eye, I can't see much of a difference between this and a 28,800 beat movement. So the increased power reserve, it's great for me, since I like to rotate my watches. It means I can take this off on Friday and leave it, wear something else the whole weekend, and put this thing back on Monday. It's got plenty of juice left, so I don't have to reset it again. But if this is gonna be your only watch, the power reserve is not gonna be makes a difference for you, since you'll be wearing it every day and keep the spring wound. As far as the thickness goes, 12mm, so it's not a very thick watch. High polished side with the signed crown. Zoom in there. It's wing hourglass. A brush top. Also, the finishing is really nice. I have to say, the brushing is really fine satin look. High polished, mirror polished, and center links. And the bezel is 120 click. Very precise clicking. There's a bit of play there, but it's not too much. It's a very precise feeling bezel. inserts, it's aluminium. I think they should have gone and upgraded the bezel to a ceramic one, since they took the bother to upgrade the movement compared to the previous Hydroconquest. So I think they should have gone for a ceramic bezel. Maybe increase the price slightly. But I don't mind aluminium bezels. They have a charm to it. And after many years, it will start to fade and get a nice patina look to it, which you will never get with a ceramic bezel. It will look the same, in 10-20 years. It will look exactly the same. Aluminium bezel will start to fade after some time. Some people like it, some people not. I personally do like the look of faded aluminium bezels. As far as things, the reason I like this watch is because of the, a couple of unique features, like the big crown guards, and also the big Arabic numerals at 12, 9, and 6. I really like that. It makes the watch look a little bit, different to a lot of dive watches out there, which have many models looks, quite a bit the same, in my opinion. And the bracelet is nice and solid links held together with split pins. Another thing that they, for a watch in this price range, should have some, I think they should have gone for screw pins, but this is what it is. And also, the clasp here, the folding part here is great. But the clasp itself, this part here, just feels out of place quality-wise. This is just a stamped metal piece here, 3 micro adjust holes. That's another thing with this watch. As you can see, the micro adjust holes are very close together. This is a good thing and a bad thing. As you can see, the links themselves are quite long. So that means you might get the situation that these holes might not be enough to get you a good fit. It might be too tight or too loose if you add one link and remove a link. So for me, it's perfect. But I do know people have trouble getting a good fit with this watch because of the tight spacing between the mic adjustment holes. As far as the clasp go, and also this does have a dive extension, but if you just look at the the clasp here and the dive extension, the quality is just not the same as the rest of the watch. I don't know. I think they should have upgraded the clasp Longines, but I guess they're quite happy with this. There are watches out there on the same price range as this one that's a far superior clasp, but I like this watch anyway, despite it does have some flaws. Also, another thing is not that good on this watch is the Loom. It's not very bright. I put the picture on the screen now. On the picture it looks very strong, but it's actually not. It doesn't last very long, and it's just, the Loom is just not that good. It's adequate. Also, the case back here I also really like. I prefer case back like this to display case back personally, because I think it looks like a well-made coin, nice made coin. The case back that reminds me of that. It's another thing I really like. I'm gonna put my last thing. I'm gonna put the watch on my wrist and show you how it looks like. I have a very small wrist, 15.3 centimeters, which is about 6 inches. You can see on the camera it looks big, and it almost like it looks like it's too big for my wrist, but in person it just looks much better. If you see me wearing this watch, You wouldn't think it's too big at all. So the watches on my wrist on camera always look a lot bigger than it actually is. So I really like this watch. For it's retails about 1,200. I got a bit cheaper, get a discount from the AD. But of course, there are better made watches out there on paper in this price range. You know, up a little bit, you have the Oris Aquis. I think it's a fantastic watch. Great build quality. Arguably better than this one. But I just personally, I don't really like it. It's too big for me. You know, the 44, I think the Aquis is like 43, 44 millimeter. It's just too big for me. And they stopped selling the 40 millimeters. A 40 millimeter Aquis. And on the other end, you have the Christopher Ward C60 Trident, which I think has the better. That one has a ceramic bezel, much better clasp with a ratcheting, quick adjustable clasp. But of all the watches that I know of in this $1,000 range, this definitely had the most interesting movement. Most of the other watches, they have ETA 2824 movement or the Salida. So this one has a little bit more unique movement. Well, not unique, but a bit more interesting movement, should I say. So this watch is not for everyone. A lot of people don't like the look of this. I love it. So if you like the aesthetic of this watch, I definitely recommend you go to AD, try it out for yourself. Get the blue one if you're gonna actually planning on buying one. The blue is just gorgeous. So I love this watch.